who can be both things.
Probably could, but what wild animal would she domesticate? Perfume for Cece.
Never seen New Girl. Love that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Hey. Okay, where to begin? So, here's the deal. I have a bunch of footage from things I did this week. I didn't make intros really for any of them, but I still wanted to take you guys on my adventures, so I was just like filming a bunch of stuff as I went. So, I want to show you guys that footage first before we get into like me sort of ending my night here, because I am still very exhausted from my trip. It was very fun. However, we did plan a girls trip around daylight savings, which was a choice. We regret nothing, but it was a choice nonetheless. So I am very tired. And tomorrow's the first day back from my trip that I'll be able to like sleep in and have time to edit this. So that's the move today. When you guys last saw me in my last video, it was my February wrap up and I had said I'm gonna go meet BK Borson. I am so excited. I did that. So the footage that you're gonna see in a second is quite literally immediately after filming that video. So here's all that.
I am late for car accidents on the highway, so that really slowed me down. But anyways, I'm here. That's all that matters.
Such a well-rounded person who can be both things, you know? And is that something that you set out to do from the beginning, or is it something that kind of emerged as you were drafting the character? How did that work?
I knew I wanted to write her firmly within Manic Pixie Dream Girl, and I wanted her to be that and not have to change that about herself to be taken seriously. Yeah, it took about 6 months for the first draft, but yeah, it's probably the longest that it's taken me, yeah.
Especially with a new baby.
Yeah. You know, I was pregnant, I was like, I can definitely do this. Because I had a baby before. And then I was like, no.
It's just another one.
It's just one more. What could possibly need my attention? And then when you're in postpartum, you're like, I'm a crazy person. And they're like, why am I this way? Am I broken? Why am I this way? And then you're like, oh, this is just, you know, you made a life. And then your brain has to recover from that. So, yeah. Yeah, it was fun. Had a great time.
So Rose has Barbara. I'm wondering if Delilah probably could, but what wild animal would she domesticate?
I feel like she would also adopt Barbara. Like something equally chaotic with a mink or an otter. Find something and ruin Jackson's life.
So I'm number 220 in the photo up line, so I have a minute. I'm like myself because the photo op is with both BK Borson and Bridge Weaver. I wasn't mentally prepared.
I had so much fun at that event. I haven't really gone to like any author panels yet really, or like gone to meet any of my favorite authors, so this was my first event for that. She's promoting her book And Now Back to You, which is the second book in the Heartstrings series. I finished it. Of course I did. And I absolutely loved it. It was such a beautifully told story. It's sort of like a When Harry Met Sally situation, but like with a snowstorm, and it was awesome. I did get my signed copy with the event, so that was really cool. I didn't know when I was signing up for both the panel and like the meet and greet that I was gonna get to meet Brynn Weaver as well, which, as we know, she wrote the Ruinous series, my favorite dark romance series. She's probably my favorite dark romance author. And so when they're like, okay, well, here's the photo up, I was number 220 in line. There were 300 people. I was shocked I wasn't dead last, because when I got there, I was the last person to walk in because I was so late because of a car accident that happened on the way. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be last in line. No, I think they went in ticket order. I think they went in order that you purchased your ticket. So I must have been the 220th person. I saw people lining up and they got to meet both, and I was so excited and so happy, and I really wanted to like be very present in the moment and just engage with them. And I held the book upside down and backwards. Everybody has this cute photo of them holding And Now Back to You in their hands, like the title showing, and I didn't. And not one person corrected me. Not the publicist, not the person taking a million photos of us. It felt personal. It wasn't. But and I didn't expect them to see it. They're standing right by my side. BK was so nice, and as you saw, she actually answered one of my questions, and they were so just incredibly nice and like welcoming, and they took their time with people, even though we were trying to like all get out of there within like 30 seconds because you don't want to take up too much time. So nice, so wonderful, tall. I literally said, I was like, oh my god, you guys are so tall and gorgeous. Like, I did not know how tall they were. I never looked up how tall they were. Why would I? That doesn't matter. I was just like, oh, hello. But again, super sweet ladies, love their outfits. And then a day later, later, me and the girls met up and had our girls' weekend. We got about probably 4 hours of sleep collectively over the whole weekend. Wouldn't change a thing about it though. But I know what I did film during the girls' trip is without context, this is not gonna make sense. We did a lot, but we went candle making, and then I filmed us at the bookstore a bit. But we also did go to dinner. Distillery, who had a really good gluten-free burger. Hard Truth Distillery, really good gluten-free burger. So here's all that sporadic footage.
See, this teak wood isn't teak wood. Teak wood isn't teak wooding like the ones before it.
Maybe you have to smell the coffee beans.
A little bit more. You smell the coffee beans, so I can smell that.
Yeah, I can't smell
I
that.
can smell teak wood. None of these woods smell like wood. What is it?
Yeah, I think it's because of you. My hair's looking good. Look, it's so bouncy. Right?
Have you seen the episode of New Girl where Schmidt makes perfume for Cece?
Never seen New Girl. Restarting Creek. I never finished it.
I'm a little offended.
So,
I love vintage books. This is so good. Whoa, I really love this one. The vintage books is so good. It's so good.
oh, I love that one.
You do?
Okay, this is my favorite one.
Are you taking it in?
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, that's way better. Dude, it's so good to get the salad.
Whoa.
It's so good.
Love that.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
the one.
combo.
I can't stand Jade.
Oh, really?
I can't do it.
I wanted to film a little bit more, but to be honest, I film a lot, right? I film a lot of my life. You guys see a lot. You guys follow me to the bookstore and to book club and shopping wherever I go. You guys come with me a lot of the time. When I see my girls, these are my from the start girls. We've all been best friends for about 20 years. And so when I see them, I again, I want to be very present in the moment. But yes, I filmed this time. They were like, yes, put us in the vlogs. We're ready. I was like, okay. That's why there's not a whole bunch of footage from the trip. But when you only get to see your girls like once or twice a year, you're focused, you're locked in. It's a very precious time together. So that's why that's all the footage I got. And it was an absolute blast. But I did want to show you guys a couple of books I got because I did get some books on my trip and then I just wanted to chit chat a little bit before I end this vlog. I'm exhausted. Is that okay with everybody? So a couple of books I got 2 fall books that I'll show you right here because they're in the other room. I'm not getting up. Whenever I go to that bookstore, it's a romance only bookstore. So it has a bunch of dark romance and it has like fluffy romance. For some reason, whenever I go there, I get fall books. I don't know why. It was my second time back there and I got fall books again. I was like, okay, maybe this is where I get all my fall reads. However, there was one bookstore after candle making. It was right next to the wine bar that we went to. Dangerous combination, but smart location. But business is all about location, so props to them. I did get a book I've been wanting for a really long time, which is Never Whistle at Night. Yeah, I think it's about like 26 indigenous dark anthology fiction stories. So like each chapter is a different, just a fictional like scary story, which is what I thought How to Survive Camping was gonna be like, but it ended up just being like one straight through story, which I love. The second book is coming out in April and I cannot contain myself, but this is more of what I thought it was gonna be like. And it basically is like, these are tales that you would hear in like Appalachia or like the Appalachian Mountains. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, there's nothing I can do about it now. It's already on film and edited and posted to you guys. So just let me know if I'm saying it right. If not, I'll correct myself in the future. But when you live in Appalachia, you hear a lot of ghost stories, a lot of curses, hauntings, monsters, creatures of the supernatural world that have no explanation, but they're like older than the earth. I eat that shit up. I'm super excited about it. It was their last copy. Figure out which one I want to start for tonight. Although I have been listening to another audiobook. Because here's the thing, I've been trying not to get in like a reading slump. The goal for this year for me was I want to try to not get into reading slumps and have it like be weeks that I don't read anything, because I don't do well with my mental health when I'm not reading. I've learned that. I've talked about it with my therapist and I've been like, I feel better reading no matter what it is. And so she said, okay. And I said, well, sometimes I get into reading slumps and you don't know what to read. And she goes, just start a bunch of books until one clicks and you're out of it. Just keep going. And that's literally what I've been doing. So I've been in a reading slump for a couple days ever since I finished And Now Back to You. And so I've been like, okay, I'll start this, I'll start that. And like I started Frida McFadden's The Surrogate and I like it well enough, but I was like, nothing's hooking me. What's going on? And then I started Margot's Got Money Troubles, the audiobook, and I'm hooked on that. So now I'm back in motion after a few days. I think I've just been exhausted. So if you ever wonder how I get out of a reading slump, I literally just force myself to read a bunch of books until something pulls me out of it. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if that helps you. I hope it does. Now I'm like all geared up, ready to go. I think I'm gonna read Never Whistle at Night. I want to get some scary stories done. So that was my mini haul and that was my trip. And this was a very weird video, I know. But I had all that fun footage and like nowhere to structure it into a vlog. So that is it for today's video. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Next week, we get tattoos. We get new tattoos. So get ready for a little tattoo vlog and a tattoo tour. And I'm getting bookish tattoos. I'm not going to tell you what they are. You're going to have to wait till next week. Please be sure to like and subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.